Back to the news is coming our way out of Florida today. The former Fox News chairman and founder, Roger Ailes, is dead at the age of 77. And we just read a long and heartfelt statement from Sean Hannity a moment ago. And Sean joins us by telephone now. And my friend, I'm sorry for your loss and our loss on a day like today. I want to share one line, Sean, in case viewers missed it a moment ago. You write this: in many ways, he was like a second father after I lost my own father 6 months after I started at FNC in March of 1997. Expand on that, Sean.
Well, you know, he really was somebody that's a true original. You don't get a second Roger Ailes in life. The amazing thing, one of the most amazing qualities, as you know, Bill, anybody that's spent any time with him, is I wrote, when I was brought up to do television, I'd done a little bit of television, not a full-time TV show. I had a Sunday night show in Huntsville, Alabama. I was a guest often on some Atlantic cable channel when I was a local radio host down there. And as he was putting thoughts on the air together, he brought me up. I was not the seasoned pro that somebody like you were when you got to Fox. And he gave me a lot of time to grow. And when I lost my father, the best thing you would do is you would hold court with Roger, and you'd sit and you would expand on his decades in politics, the impact that he had in that arena, the impact he had in the media arena. He was one of the brightest, smartest, funniest people you'd ever meet in life. And every moment you spent with him, you were learning and you were laughing. And it was fun. And he made the battles that we were in every day an incredible life experience. There are so many people, so many of our colleagues, Bill, that we work with. He changed the trajectory of their lives dramatically and forever and for the good. You know, bringing on a fair and balanced news channel when there were none, and the impact that Fox News has had and continues to have is an unprecedented legacy. Nobody thought this could succeed when we started. I remember when I started on Fox, it was Fox Who, and now the entire world knows what the Fox News channel is. He had a loving side. I mean, as a husband, as a father, as a human being. If I could tell story after story, and I saw Janice Dean on Fox and Friends this morning, of people that were cameramen that had car accidents, that were incapacitated, that, you know, were told, don't worry, your entire salary will be paid, you just go recover. There is so many of those stories, I can't even count them. And he was a true genius. Really, really, he thought on a whole different level than the average person. I used to like to, when I'd have meetings with him, I always brought a pen and a pad, because I know there were 3, 4, 5 things that I would take out of that meeting that if I implemented them would change my life for the better and make me a better host and a better person. So he had a very, very deep, profound impact on me, and I'm forever grateful. I said in my statement, I was horrible at TV when I started. I have all the evidence you'd ever want in terms of tapes that you can go back and look at. They're beyond humbling. And he stuck with me and gave me a chance. And I asked him once, I said, well, why didn't you fire me? I was horrible. And he goes, oh, he just needed a few more months. And he knew it. He had this ability. He actually had a very interesting way in which he would look for talent that he wanted to hire. He would keep the sound down, and he'd watch the person with the sound off to see if, in fact, they would grab his interest. I mean, think about it. That's pretty unique. In other words, do they have what it takes to communicate even without words? And then he'd want to hear what they had to say. So he was a great patriot. He loved this country. He loved politics. He loved his family. He loved the people that he worked with. And, I made a statement at the end. He was such a fighter, and I made this statement that, many of his enemies, there are people that don't like some of us at Fox that have strong political opinions, and some didn't like Roger's politics. He never cared. He enjoyed the battle. He enjoyed the free exchange. And that's why I said, in his mind, being the great chess master that he is, he was thinking, okay, I'll leave the earth first, I'll go to the next life, and I'll be prepared to kick your ass in the next life. And, you know, that was the warrior that God created.
Yeah.
Sean, I remember several years ago talking to him, and he said, you know, I could retire and have a very comfortable life. At this point, I have nothing left to prove. Money in the bank, he said, but I will not walk away from this place because of a couple of things. He said, my son, Zachary, and this country. He said, I want to make this a place that would be a great place for him to preserve all the freedoms and wonderful opportunities I've been given for him. So I'm going to stay here and keep fighting.
He said those very things to me many times. And when we would talk about things and the issues, we're facing a lot of things in life, the things that we report on every day and discuss and debate every day. I mean, there's a lot of evil and darkness in this world. I would argue, you know, when you see ISIS, it is a modern-day incarnation of evil that good people must defeat. You know, you look at the political wars, I've never seen attacks against the president that are so unprecedented that we're seeing against Donald Trump right now. And those were things that really got him up out of bed, motivated, ready to go, and put on the best television he can put on every day. It's the same thing that motivates me in my life, because we shared that passion. And I think one of the reasons we had such a very strong connection was that's where my head's at. I want to, you know, I've always looked at what we do, or those of us that are commentators, that I feel like I'm a spoke in a wheel. You need millions of spokes. I have a lot of irredeemable, deplorable friends, part of those spokes, and that makes the wheel go around. And the idea is, if you win your political philosophy and you believe in it and it actually works, then the country gets to be better, and that's good for the future generations of the country. That's how he thought. Shannon, that's what he believed in his heart and soul. That's what he was fighting for. He always talked about, I've got to leave this country in a better place for my son, Zachary. I know Zachary. This is an amazing young man that he raised. And he and Beth, you know, those things that mattered most in life are the things that he passes on to them. And he did it not only for his own son, he did it for everybody's children. He did it for a better country. That's where his heart was coming from.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sean.
All right, thank you, guys.
Sean Hannity by telephone there, and Sean will have much more later tonight. And we read Sean's statement, which had some humor in it and a lot of heartfelt sentiment for what Roger Ailes meant to Sean and so many. Mm-hmm. Again, the news of the morning, Roger Ailes is dead at age 77.